Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back. I hope you are having a fantastic day. It's another candle review day here on my channel, which means that I am sharing some in-depth candle reviews. And if you missed it, I kicked the day off with my in-depth review of Country Candle Praline Buttercream. That is a new fragrance for fall 2024. So I will link that in the description box down below. And I've actually now reviewed all of the new country candles from fall 2024. So those are on my Kringle candle playlist. You can check that out on my main page if you are interested in looking through all of those. But I'll specifically link the review for Praline Buttercream in the description right below this video here. If you are newer to my channel and you are interested in more of my home fragrance content, definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button right below the video. In this particular review, we are going to take a little bit of a journey through one of the new Halloween 2024 Kringle Classic jars. This is, I feel like, the collection that Kringle is best known for in terms of their Halloween collections. This particular line has been out for a while now, and there have been some really unique, interesting, and sometimes borderline, I would say, gross fragrances in this classic jar lineup. They came out with a few new fragrances to add to the collection this year, and then they also had a lot of the returning favorites. I will put a link to where you can shop with Kringle Candle in the description box down below. I will also put my discount code, it's just Melanie15. That will save you 15% off of any of these Halloween candles if you're interested in them. Unfortunately, Haunted Hallows, which is one of my favorites from the new fragrances, is already sold out. I believe Haunted Hallows and Nevermore are sold out as of now. There could be one other one that I just missed, but again, I'll put a link to Kringle down below. So feel free to check out their Halloween offerings. And let's dive into Haunted Hallows. First of all, I love the label on this one. The labels really are part of the charm when it comes to these Halloween collections for Kringle. I think they do a really good job of picking some really interesting ones. This one obviously has a gorgeous, what looks to be like a super moon in the background with some bats flying around. And then there is this gorgeous gothic castle as well in the shadows. Wonderful label on this one. It's not overly creepy, but it definitely gives kind of a slightly spooky Halloween type of vibe for sure. I'm not someone who really watches a lot of horror movies, so some of the labels really creep me out. But this is the kind of Halloween label that I actually kind of like. Because it's not super scary, right? Like, as someone who cannot watch scary movies, some of those other labels are, they're a little tough for me. But this one, I think, it's actually kind of just a nice picture. So at any rate, let's dive into this interesting fragrance. I heard a lot of people share either concerns or thoughts about this somehow coming off as a Christmas type of fragrance. And I have to say, there is very much a fir note that is present in here, but I don't think this comes across as Christmassy at all. At least I would never burn this around the holidays. But I have some pretty specific, I would say, fragrance preferences when it comes to the holidays. So, but this is definitely a fragrance where you are getting a very true fir tree type note. So if that automatically takes you to Christmas, then, you know, you might find this a little Christmassy. But for me, I don't know. I wouldn't put this in a Christmas category at all. So obviously, like I said, this has sold out. You can definitely put your email in with Kringle. Here's the thing though, that this messaging service that they use for this really isn't the best. A lot of times, you know, things will come back in stock and I don't receive the email. The only reason that I know is I either thought to check on the website that if something had returned, or one of you guys were nice enough to send me a DM over on Instagram letting me know that something has returned. So that being said, despite this being sold out, there is a chance that more of these could pop up on the website. A lot of times, if you're not aware, Kringle will hold back a certain percentage of the candles so that they can send replacements if things are broken in transit for customers that ordered these. So if all of the candles made it to their destination in one piece, there might be a few more handfuls of these candles available that they can then pop onto the website. Fair warning, they do tend to then again sell out very quickly. So it's just, I really do wish Kringle was a little bit better with their messaging system so that if you were really passionate about a fragrance, that, you know, if you got a text or an email about it and you went to the site immediately, that you could get your hands on it. But I feel like there's sometimes a delay with that, which means that the candles end up selling out before you even get your text. So anyway, you guys, let's get into the scent description. Let's talk about the fragrance notes. I'll tell you what I smell and how I feel about this one. And then we'll talk strength and throw and overall burn quality. All right, Haunted Hallows. Spooky autumn nights unfurl with ethereal essences of poisonous apple and eerie smoke summoned with earthy patchouli and spiced amber. Personally, a big fan of perfumey patchouli and amber just as a whole. So the fact that those two fragrance notes are even mentioned definitely made my heart happy. This one, by the way, really, I think, blossomed, if you will, once I actually lit it up. I like this a lot more after burning it than I did initially. So this is a good one, you guys. All right, the top notes are wood smoke and fir. The mid notes are herbal and apple, and the base is patchouli and musk. All right, wood smoke. This is, I think, one of the more interesting aspects to this candle. It does not smell like your typical hearth type fragrance where, you know, oftentimes things will smell like a charred piece of wood or like ash or something like that. This really smells almost like a liquid smoke type smoke note, if that makes sense. Yeah, I really think it leans more towards like liquid smoke than it leans towards actual charred wood, if that makes sense. It's really, sorry, I'm sticking my nose in the lid behind the camera here because I really want to dig into that wood smoke. It's just beautiful. It's so interesting. And honestly, I think the amber and the patchouli play so well with that wood smoke note. Let's talk about the fir. Okay, if you are someone who smells either evergreen fir, pine, balsam, and you immediately go to Christmas in your mind, I mean, maybe this will come across as a Christmas scent to you, but I think it smells more like you are walking into a forest type situation. I don't know. I guess I don't know how to verbalize how that makes it different from Christmas fragrances, because I too, whenever I smell balsam, like my mind does typically go towards like a holiday type fragrance. But I think balsam can also be used during other parts of the year if it is blended correctly with other fragrance notes. But yeah, I mean, I can definitely see why a lot of people are thinking that this might be more of a holiday type scent, but I don't know. I don't use holiday fragrances that smell like this at all, so maybe that's the difference for me, but this does not give me Christmas vibes. Do I smell apple in here? Yes. And is apple oftentimes used in Christmas fragrances as well? Yep. So, I mean, yeah, you're gonna have to decide whether this smells like a holiday candle to you or not. I will tell you, for me, nope, not at all. Even with that very distinct fir note being present, I still don't think of this as Christmassy. Even with that delicious kind of sweet apple note being present, I still don't think of this as a Christmas scent. Yeah, the fact that it has the patchouli, the fact that it has that musk and that amber really puts it into more of a, what I would call a perfumey Halloween type fragrance. I love the patchouli. This is not earthy, super dirty patchouli. This is more perfumey patchouli. This is not, I wouldn't call this a spiced amber. I think, again, it leans more towards a perfumey amber note. And the musk. I think the musk here is just very much present, and it again adds a little bit of a like interesting, more mysterious vibe to the fragrance. It's not a dirty, musky smell. It's again a little bit more perfumey. The only thing that I don't really detect out of all of these fragrance note is the reference to the herbal fragrance note here. I don't get anything herbal about this. For me, the wood smoke, the fir, the apple, the patchouli, the amber, and the musk are all very detectable. With the wood smoke and I think probably the fir being the strongest notes that are present here, but everything smells really nicely balanced. This is just a pretty scent, you guys. I know that pretty and Halloween aren't necessarily always paired together, and I know that Kringle doesn't necessarily go for pretty with these more edgy Halloween candles in this black classic jar collection of theirs, but I just think this smells beautiful. Honestly, this is the type of fragrance that I could probably definitely see myself enjoying throughout the fall. I think it will just lend itself to a nice, different kind of take on a fall fragrance. But do I think it necessarily screams Halloween? No, I mean, the smokiness, I think, kind of makes me think Halloween, but I don't know. I would burn this in the fall. Would I burn it around Halloween? Yep. But would I burn this at Christmas? No. This is not my Christmas vibe at all, but maybe it is for you. You can always turn this jar around. I mean, if you are still burning this by December and you don't want to look at the Halloween light, just turn it around. Very pretty black jar. I mean, you wouldn't know that this was a Halloween candle, right? Anyway, I wanted you guys to be able to at least see those gorgeous flames in there. You guys, no burn issues with this one at all. We'll talk strength and throw here in a second, but I just wanted to quickly point out that there are no burn issues. I am, this is where I'm at right now. So not quite halfway, but I'm definitely a third of the way through the candle, and it's been burning like a champ, you guys. No issues. The wicks are doing well, and yeah, I just trim a little bit of that mushroom top that forms with these particular wicks off, and then I just go from there. Within, I would say, half hour, 45 minutes, I get a deep 1-inch wax pool from these. So they're nice, hot burning candles, but they're not dangerously hot, if that makes sense. But in terms of strength and throw, this one is giving me close to an 8 in terms of strength. I think it's quite potent. Some of these Halloween candles are a little bit lighter, but I would say a lot of them are definitely quite potent in their presentation. So this one here is gonna get an 8 from me, but also it's not traveling quite as far as some of the other Halloween scents. It's interesting, some of them they're pretty strong, but they don't travel super far. Some of them are a little bit more, I would say, like the medium light in terms of strength, but I can smell them a lot further away. So that's really interesting. The throw of this one, I would put at, a solid 6.5, 7. I definitely have to think about what else I'm burning alongside this one to make sure that, I don't have things clashing. But this has been pairing well with some of the other more perfumey fragrances that are available. So this one is really good with the Skull and Sonnet fragrance. And it would probably actually pair well with a lot of the original Kringle candle fragrances as well. But yeah, you guys, I really just enjoy this one. I hope that they bring it back. It might not be, everybody's cup of tea when it comes to a Halloween scent, but I really like what they did here. And I think the fact that it has already sold out probably bodes well for this one sticking around. I'm really curious about your guys's feedback on this one. If you purchased it and you've received it already, please leave your thoughts in the comments down below. I think it's really helpful for people to have a variety of opinions on these scents. So check the comments down below and see if anybody else chimes in if you're interested in this one. And then, like I said, keep checking the website. I know that's really not the best way to do it, but you know, there will be a few more that I imagine will be released, but I think they need all of these orders, these initial orders, to be delivered just to make sure that there's no breakage to account for. But 2 thumbs up for me on this Halloween scent. There is one more Kringle candle review coming a little bit later on today. It will be from the fall 2024 lineup, so we're gonna go back to fall. But I have plenty more of these Halloween candle reviews that are coming your way. I'm definitely a third of the way through the vast majority of all of these original Kringle black jars at this point. So I just need the time to film the videos, and then they will pop up in your subscription feed. I appreciate you guys being here, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.